Warning, 30 Screams or Less may contain spoilers about movies that have recently been released. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, come back, and enjoy the show. Or, if you don't want to waste your time watching the movie and rather have two random horror dudes watch it for you, we got you covered as well. Welcome everyone to 30 Screams or Less, a horror movie podcast where we review horror movies in 30 minutes or less. Today's movie we're going to be reviewing is called Undertone. It's written and directed by Ian Tuason, starring Nina Kiri as Evie, Michèle Duquet as Mama, and Adam DiMarco as Justin, and then basically fuck everyone else. Really, it's only three people in this movie, and then...
Justin's technically not even in it.
He's technically not even in it. He's just a voice, and that's okay. The plot of the movie is Undertone follows Evie, a paranormal podcaster who begins receiving disturbing audio recordings connected to a seemingly haunted family. As she investigates, the strange sounds begin affecting her own life, blurring the line between paranoia, grief, and something far more sinister. But first, Corey, true horror story. Looked in the mirror this morning, my beard an absolute nightmare. Dry, wild, looked like it clawed its way out of a crypt.
That's terrifying, man. Did you hit it with that beard octane?
Oh yeah, beard wash, conditioner, beard oil brought it back from the dead.
Fellas, don't let your beard turn into a creature feature. Keep it alive and kicking with Beard Octane.
And right now, hit beardoctane.com, use code 30screams10, get 10% off. Save some cash and save your beard from becoming a horror show.
Bad beard day? We've had plenty. Beard Octane's the fix. We swear by it.
30 Screams or Less starts now. Corey, what did you think of Undertone?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Great movie. Terrible bedtime movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Turns out filling me with 2 hours of anxiety, dread, and existential discomfort isn't the relaxing evening activity I thought it would be.
Nope.
I barely took any notes because the movie had the audacity to be more interesting than our Google Keep. The sound design is ridiculously effective. The tension never lets up. And the third act basically kicks the door off its hinges and steals whatever sense of security you had left. By the time the credits rolled, I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach and handed a lifetime supply of trust issues. A masterclass in slow burn horror, and a great reminder that I didn't need a full night's sleep anyway.
That's absolutely accurate. This movie is fucking bonkers. Initially, I thought this movie was just like grief the whole time. And I'm like, okay, well, it's, you know, grief can be scary or whatever. And it was a fucking slow burn and a half. So I was immediately like, okay, is anything going to happen? And then that third act kicks in. Chaos. Absolute chaos.
Yeah. Bananas.
Absolute bananas. When I hear screaming like that, that kind of takes me back to Outwaters. Like that horrifying screaming where it's
found
like
footage type stuff.
Yeah, where it's like super uncomfortable. I can tell you this. I don't remember the last time I watched a movie and it gave me chills.
Mm-hmm.
This movie legitimately, I shit you not, I'm sitting there getting chills. The hair standing up on my fucking arms. And I'm like, this is crazy. Either this is that horrifying or this movie like just completely redeemed itself in the end to the point where I'm just absolutely blown away. And I think it's maybe the latter, but either way, amazing movie and fucking terrifying ending. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, like you said, like not a whole lot happens. Like I'm teetering on hating it and loving it at the same time. I'm like, Evie's doing what we do, right? She's a podcaster. She has her co-hosts. They do what we do, but they're listening to actual phone calls, and it progressively gets more fucked up as the movie rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever watched it, but Skinamarink.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It reminded me of that, right?
Yeah.
But the difference was is you can see things, you see someone in this movie.
Right.
But it's kind of the same vibe. Skinamarink, you don't see anything. You see like a fucking child's phone and you hear a kid talking.
Yeah, and like,
but it kind of had the same vibe to me.
Yeah, like kids running around. And there's like no windows in the house or something like that. Very.
The difference is it didn't have a redeeming third act.
Yeah, nothing.
It just kind of peters out.
Yeah, nothing about that movie was redeeming. The third act in this movie was absolutely redeeming, though. because yeah, same thing. I'm watching it and I'm fucking bored. I'm on my phone. I'm like, okay, podcasters, they're starting to listen to these audio messages. Things are getting a little creepy. Cool. Some weird shit's happening with the mother. All right. But whatever. I'm just like unfazed. And then shit started really kicking in around audio file 7.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm like, okay, shit's getting interesting now. And then audio file 10 comes in, and I was really hoping for a gotcha, bitch. One of those things. Just like a fake audio file where it's like, oh, waste my time the whole time. But no, audio file 10 is where it went nuts. So actually, when they were starting to take the listener calls, which how are they doing that? Because that's got to be interesting. I mean,
the live calls?
Yeah, they're a podcast. They're not like just taking live. It's not, maybe it's a live podcast. I don't know. But yeah, they were taking live calls, and this one lady, Abby, calls in, and it's like absolute chaos in the background. And man, I don't know how much I want to give away on that ending, but I can just say, fuck, watch the movie and just pay attention. And it's very unnerving.
It's kind of funny because they kept saying this quote actually several times, and I thought of us again.
Mm-hmm.
Save it for the pod.
Yeah, we do.
You and I always talk before we start recording, or like when we're hanging out, we tell these stories about movies, like the movie we're reviewing that week.
Yeah,
you know, it's all good shit that we unfortunately is just gone because it wasn't recorded.
Yep.
But
so
we say that all the time. Save it for the pod.
Yeah, save it for the pod, because sometimes when I'm watching a movie and it's like a movie that we're reviewing, and if it's like absolute dog shit, my immediate response is like wanting to text you and be like, what the fuck did I just watch?
I kind of did that with this one.
Yeah.
I forget what I said, but I texted you and I said, I don't remember what it was.
You know what? I can pull it up real quick. I think it's still there. Let me get to it. You're probably going to get to it faster because you have a bigger phone.
Oh, I just finished watching the movie I picked for us. I feel fucking gross.
So when Corey says that, my first thought is, oh God, here we go. What are we going to watch? The Serbian film or fucking Headless?
Another Headless. Yeah.
One of those type things. I'm like, oh, it's going to be eye stuff, or someone's getting puked in the mouth or whatever. Something. I'm like, fuck. And I was like wondering if I was watching the same movie, because like it's the only undertone I saw. So I was like, it's got to be this. It says horror. It says, 2026. So I'm like, all right, let's go for it. And it had like that ominous feel through the majority of the movie where you're dealing with a lot of grief. Evie is dealing with her mother on her deathbed, and she's about to have the death rattle and shit, which is like, whoa. Oh,
I've witnessed that in real life, man.
Yeah.
I don't wish that on anyone.
No, I'm fortunate to not hear that yet. And it's like something I'm going to be dreading on hearing today. That's rough. I hear rough things. And yeah, we don't need to go too far into that. But the fact of the matter is, the mother's on her deathbed, and Evie's like the sole caretaker. And she's living such an isolated life at this point, because I feel like when you're the only person helping someone at that end of life stage, you can't do shit. You have to just be there 24/7 for this person.
Yeah, and like her mother was was it a coma?
I don't know.
She was just sleeping. She was there. They were like, yeah, she's not eating or drinking basically. So she's trying to didn't she have a syringe at some point and she was trying to make her drink water?
Yes. Oh, not a syringe. It was just a straw.
A straw.
It's usually the case when you have someone that's so weak that you're like, okay, here's a straw just to kind of like make sure they're getting some water. But when you're at that point as like someone who's on their deathbed, you're not eating, you're not drinking, you're not doing shit. You're basically just waiting for it to happen. And yeah, that's basically what's happening. And then in that time frame, we find out that Evie's pregnant. So like a lot of shit's going on in this movie. By the way, we never met that boyfriend of hers, whatever. No. So he was on the phone like once. And like the crazy thing about this movie is that it's really just a one woman show.
And I think that's why one of the reasons I liked it so much, because what was her name?
Evie or Nikki?
Nina Kiri.
Nina Kiri.
Give her a fucking Academy Award.
Yeah, she was awesome.
She did this whole, like you said, she did this whole movie by herself, essentially.
Right.
It's cool too because the effectiveness of the dread and the settings and whatever. I'm curious what the budget was, because they hadn't, probably didn't have to spend a lot to make this movie.
I would say a few $100,000, maybe. It might be stretching.
I feel like it wouldn't even be that much, but I don't know shit. So
me neither. Well, I mean, Obsession, that was like $100,000 to make. So I would actually, you know what? Maybe less. But it's an A24 movie, so it's possible a little bit of money went into that. As soon as I saw A24, like right away, I was like, okay, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of A24 movies that are absolute bangers, and they tend to put out some solid material. And
I can't really think of anything that I didn't like from them.
Yeah, I can't think of really anything off the top of my head. I mean, like A24 was like Talk to Me, right? They did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They have a lot of fucking good movies under their belt. They're almost like Blumhouse. Same thing. Just
they got a lot of stinkers.
Blumhouse does have a fair amount of stinkers. I think A24 might be stronger in that aspect of being a production company. I think it's a production company, but A24 is pretty awesome. So I saw that immediately and I was excited because I didn't know anything about this movie. I went into it completely blind. I will say this, though. That sound design, unreal. Absolutely unreal. Obviously, you listen to our podcast, and you probably listen to other podcasts, and it has that very clear sound to people talking.
Yeah.
And that's what you're hearing the whole time. It's like super clarity in the sound. And then when shit goes off the rails, it is very clear. And I suggest to not watch that movie with headphones on.
Luckily, I was going to say, that's something I want to do.
Let me know.
I want to try it.
You want to go for it? Give it a whirl. I bet you're going to lose your fucking mind.
I really kind of went into this, like I saw the trailer, but the trailer it's good at not spoiling things. Yeah. This particular trailer, right? As soon as the movie started, I mean, my very first note, this movie is going to rely on sound design, isn't it? Because that lady was singing that bedtime song and you can hear someone else breathing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know what this is going to be. Steve and I are going to love this. Because you and I are both big fans of anything sound design.
Yeah.
Like the new Resident Evil game. I don't know if you played it, but the sound design in that game is fucking insane.
I hear it's amazing. But yeah, anything that uses sound design or lighting or like camera tricks to just really drive the story, like we're super big on, because that takes a lot of skill and trickery to really take the audience and fuck with them. Just on like that, like not relying on jump scares or shit like that, creating mood. And that's what this movie did. It was just mood, eerie. Sound design was crazy. Like when they were using the audio files, and I noticed this one thing that fucking was wild. And I don't know if it was done on purpose. Actually, it was probably done on purpose. But they had an audio file. And in that audio file, she's hearing something vague in it. And so she bumps up the volume like crazy. And she's starting to hear like Baba Black Sheep in reverse, and which is like a stab mic or something like that, right? So I'm listening to it and like I'm not even noticing it's there, and then it didn't sound like it at first, and then like I just kind of associated Baba Black Sheep. Then I noticed it was in the sound. I don't think it was intentional to be that way, but you felt like, okay, now I'm hearing Baba Black Sheep backwards in this audio. And I think like that's putting us in the same headspace as her, because she's denying this all the time. She's like, nope, it's just debunking it.
So you think somehow they figured out how to make the viewer's brain play it differently?
I'm thinking that. It's a stretch, man. It's a stretch, but this whole movie's a stretch like that. It's really fucking with your senses, because when you hear it for a second, you're not really hearing anything. And then it's played again and again and again, and they keep playing it to the point where now maybe you're starting to hear shit. Unless the audio person for that is so good that every time you hear it, they are just increasing the Baba Black Sheep in reverse more and more until it feels like, okay, now I'm really hearing this shit in this audio file when it's probably not even there. Which,
yeah, I'm looking it up now to see if the sound engineer is credited.
Yeah, because who the fuck is that guy? Holy shit. Deserves a freaking Academy Award.
Oh my God. The sound department?
It's got to be 500 people.
13 people.
13 people just working on that. I'm not surprised.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was very clear, very closed off. Whenever you're hearing them do the podcast, it is dead ass silence. And all you're hearing is just their voice, like as clear as humanly possible, which sometimes I feel is terrifying. I don't know if you've ever been in an ambulance. Have you ever been in an ambulance? I have. And the way that they talk to you is the clearest fucking thing on the planet. They are just enunciating every single word, and it's super clear. And I'm listening to this. I'm like, oh my God, this is like taking me back to being in an ambulance because of how the clarity of their voices and how dead it was in the background. So in that aspect, I almost felt like I was there with them because of how close it felt.
That's wild.
Yeah, I know. It is fucking wild. I experienced a lot of stuff during this movie. They really did play with your senses a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was really
like
cool.
They made me miserable.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. It's like
that, particularly that one clip that they were listening to, and you can hear the guy calling out for Jessa.
Mm-hmm.
And all you can hear in the background is a woman screaming and crying and a baby crying.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dude, it's like I drank orange juice and milk at the same time. You know when your stomach gets all...
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Orange juice and milk at the same time? Like,
just there's something to make your... I was using that as an example. Or you never did that when you wanted to skip school one day? Like you wanted to... You told your parents you didn't feel good?
No.
You do that intentionally so you didn't have to go to school?
Oh,
I hope
wow.
my mom isn't listening to this.
She might be. She probably knew.
But yeah, that's the type of shit where like, even if you eat something that's like food poisoning, or you're going to shit your pants.
Yeah.
You know that stomach pain you get?
Yeah.
That's what I felt during that scene.
Wow. Yeah, the kids screaming in this movie, it definitely led to some instances where they're talking about unaliving children, or it's like assumed that children are being murdered. Mm-hmm. Because it never really came out like, oh yeah, the whole family was murdered and the kid was dead type deal, right? I don't think they ever talked about anything like that, but it was always involving children screaming, and they were going really in depth in the lore of a lot of these children's songs and how there's like an actual backstory that involves the death of children. So it was, I don't know how true that is with children's songs.
It doesn't even need to be children's songs particularly. Like I've heard stories my whole life about certain songs that if you play them backwards or if you start them at a certain point or do something like, you know, there's like some kind of hidden message. I'm never going to listen to a fucking children's song the same way again after seeing this movie. I'm going to, like you said, I'm going to hear it backwards.
Yeah.
And there was that one particular scene where she was listening to that one, was it Baba Black Sheep? She was playing it backwards.
Yeah.
And she was writing down what she thought she heard. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what she wrote in one time?
I don't remember what she wrote, but I remember her like hearing it, like as she's repeating it and like picking out the words that she's hearing and writing the shit down. What did she put down?
She wrote, "Look and lick all the blood off."
Yeah.
So she thinks she heard that at one point.
Yep. Just by listening to one of those children's songs backwards. So apparently Baba Black Sheep is fucking psychotic.
I wonder if there's any, like, literally any truth to that particular song.
I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty good story that they said. They said that Baba Black Sheep was about a farmer who had black sheep, and because he couldn't dye the wool, it was basically useless. So, like, they died and the sheep started eating them type deal. I think that's the story.
That's a children's song?
Yeah, and it's like Baba Black Sheep. Like, so I'm like, yeah, that's a children's song apparently.
Can you sing it? I don't know that song.
Can I sing it?
Yeah.
Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full.
Can you do it backwards?
Yep.
That's how I heard it the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah. Oh, God. Can you imagine if I just spit that out backwards? Like,
I would just...
You're like, I'm done. I'm done with the podcast. You say it all the time that you're done with the podcast, but I think this time you would be like, no, seriously? You just said shit in reverse. We're good. I'm done.
Regan over here.
Yep. Actually, I did that on our album. I said words backwards, and if you were to listen to the song in reverse, it actually says the words, "This is my life. This is my life." But
you said it backwards?
Yeah, if you listen to like the song backwards, it'll actually say, "This is my life. This is my life."
Wow. Hail Satan.
Yep. So I wanted to do some fucking weird shit with the album, and we did. There's a lot of stuff in that album that people don't know about, and that's another tidbit, which I actually didn't even tell a lot of people about. So there you go.
Now our millions of listeners know.
Yeah. I mean, Sean knows. I know the guy that recorded us, Evan Sammons, he knows. But yeah, now the millions and millions of people listening to us know that on the recent Summoned CD sessions, the song Vertiginous has a backwards part in it.
Recent? Didn't it come out like 10 years ago?
Yeah, I know. Going on about to be 10 years. So
I was being sarcastic. Damn.
no, it's 2017. That's when it came out.
Wow. Okay.
Shit flies, man. With like COVID and everything, those years, I know your favorite years because you got to hang out inside the whole time and not deal with anyone.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
When we started hearing about the hantavirus thing, I started crossing every fucking digit I had that we were going to get another pandemic.
You're saying shit backwards just so you can like somehow pray it'll happen.
Yeah.
Like,
And then an Ebola outbreak, I'm like, give me just one.
just one. Oh, give me that mask life back.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that shit. You can have it. I'm good.
So there was a scene towards the end. This is like right before or while her mother was passing away.
Yep.
We get that death rattle.
Mm-hmm.
But the light behind them, in like a bathroom or something,
Yep.
turned on.
Mm-hmm.
I would have burned the house to fucking ground right at that moment.
Yeah, I would have been like, fuck this. I'm out. I'm not dealing with this.
Like, you've been dealing with everything that's been going on with the audio you've been, for your podcast. At the same time, dealing with your mother passing away.
Mm-hmm.
Then your mother passes away. You witness it, and the fucking light behind you turns on. Spark a match. It's going up.
Yep. Nope. Like, forget this. I'm out.
I'm
Actually,
staying
she didn't
inside,
even
too.
pass. I think like the light was just going on. There was a lot of biblical imagery in this movie too. There was always this one little statue of Mother Mary with a bunch of children climbing up it. The general theme of this has to do with children and like children and children's songs and the death of children. And it's like you don't see any of it happen, but it's very fucking twisted. So you got to watch this movie. You have to watch the end because I'm not going to give it away. Corey's not going to give it away. We're just going to say it's fucking great. But man, there's one thing I wanted to bring up. Then I was kind of touching base on it where when you're a caretaker, you're basically like you have no life. You have to just stay there and take care of them and just make them comfortable in their final moments. And her friends are fucking assholes. Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Why don't you just
All of
come
them.
out? You're inside all the time. And like the boyfriend even's like, oh, it'll be good for you. Come on out. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, it's not that simple. You should understand that like her mother is dying. She just can't go out and party. It doesn't work like that. So whoever this boyfriend of hers was definitely a dick.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. Maybe her friends just suck. They just want to hang out with her, and I get that, but maybe they should just came over. Her friend Justin, on the other hand, I think he lives in the UK, so he's fucking no help. I mean, he was trying like hell to help her on the podcast, but oof, that was terrifying.
Speaking of Justin, like if I'm going to complain about anything about this movie, it's going to be how they made Justin seem like he was in the same room as her.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like voice wise.
Yeah, what's the audio?
So it's the audio, but I get it. Like you and I are talking through a microphone right now. We're not in the same room.
Yeah, that's true.
It should have sounded like that.
Yeah, like differences in audio.
Yeah.
Because you and I, we do have some differences in audio because they're different microphones. They may have been using the same exact mic on each side. And not to mention, I'd like to think our podcast runs like a finely tuned machine where, we're recording everything at once and it's like done in one shot. Then I do the editing and the magic after that and it's good to go. What they do is record their audio separately. Like they do 1, 2, 3, go, record. And I'm like, that sounds like such a fucking pain in the ass to edit. I mean, like you have to make sure shit is timed. I mean, you can drag and move files and whatnot, but it's extra editing. And I don't know. It just seems like a pain in the ass to me. Not to mention these episodes, they would like record them throughout the week. Corey and I banged this thing out in a relatively short amount of time. Like, I don't know. They just took forever to record an episode.
I mean, we're professionals, unlike the people in this movie, apparently.
Apparently.
I don't think it was more so that they didn't want to record these in one session. It was more so the anxiety that Evie was facing because she would hear something and it would fuck her up so bad. She would be like, all right, can we pick this up tomorrow?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like something they normally do when they make their episodes, but
maybe, yeah.
She was just so stressed out and so, so much anxiety. She couldn't do it.
So much anxiety, so much stress because like taking care of her mother and like those moments and
Yeah.
just a lot going on. Not to mention hearing a lot of shit around the house. And I'm thinking that just opening these audio files, that was the catalyst of like all this shit happening. I'd like to know if that shit happened on Justin's side, but we don't really get that. I think it might be tailored just to her because maybe her mom's a conduit for all this shit happening with like her being like on her deathbed like that, but not exactly sure. So I will say this though, it's wild. It's a wild ending. I didn't expect that the slightest bit.
Mm-mm.
No, I expected something completely different.
Complete 180 in that third act.
Yeah, that third act, complete 180. And those calls, man, that they were taking, oof, those were like terrifying.
Yeah, how do we get some of those?
I don't want those calls.
I do.
Yeah. And as like Justin was talking about how they received those files and they're like, we're going to listen to it on the podcast. Let's save it for the podcast. Like we say, save it for the podcast. And I'm thinking to myself, if some rando just straight up sends you files and with some cryptic shit, I ain't opening that. Yeah,
Scan
okay,
it
let me
first.
give myself a virus and some nice malware and all this stuff. But Justin's like, nope, I'm just going to do it.
This isn't LimeWire, Steve.
No, it isn't. What was the other one? Kazaa?
Kazaa.
That was a bad one.
Napster.
LimeWire was notorious for it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, LimeWire was like, ooh, okay, I'll download, blind.mp3.zip.
And it's a Trojan.
Yep, it's a Trojan.
You just gave it to everyone in your contact list.
Yep, it's just fucking, God, those were brutal. Those kind of viruses are brutal. Where
Yep.
it just like locks your shit and just sends emails out automatically to people.
And you can't get rid of it.
You can't. It's like once the damage is done, it's done. But I don't know how much we want to talk more about this. I think we should save it for the people. Let them make their own assumptions on this thing. I mean, what do you think?
No, I agree. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good too.
There's only so much we can talk about without actually talking about the ending, and we're not doing that. So
Yeah, we're not talking about the ending, but basically everything about this movie builds up to that ending. Be patient because I was starting to get a little impatient, and then that hit, and it was a game changer, absolute game changer. So that's what we think about this movie, and what we're going to do now is let's get into it. Corey, what do you give Undertone?
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
This is a lesson in dread building and sound design. The third act, once again, absolutely wrecked me. And by the end, I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach for 2 hours straight. Turns out jump scares are optional when your movie can just slowly strangle the audience with anxiety instead. That ending is going to live rent-free in my head for a long time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Movies do not need to rely on jump scares, and this is definitely one of those instances where there's no jump scares. There's actually one thing I did want to talk about, and I thought we were going to expect some background shit, and we didn't. There was this one scene where like the camera was like on Evie, and she was on the far right, but there was a lot of dead space in front of her. And in the background, you saw like the closet and it was like dark. And I'm thinking that there's going to be some background shit real subtle and I'm going to fucking like get off on it because I love the background shit. But what they started doing was you had her on like, let's say this side, right? Or this side, if you're looking at me. And the camera started panning, like not panning, and like zooming in slowly as she started coming out of the frame. And it started to focus on the background. And the whole time it did that, but there was nothing in the background. It was really just fucking with your senses. It was making you think that something was going to happen and nothing happens. So the movie's really anxiety ridden and is really going to fuck with you watching this. And for me, as I was watching this movie, I was drifting into 3 out of 5 territory because of how slow it was. But it all led up to an absolutely stellar and horrifying ending that messes with your senses. I'm going to go with a 5 out of 5 on this. And if we were rating solely on sound design, I would go with a 6 out of 5 because of how amazing that sounded. The podcasting element with that sound design gave it a real up close and personal feel to the point where you feel like you're with them as they're talking, giving that closed off feeling. Just to kind of put that in perspective, whenever you're playing horror games and there's like a flashlight and in the dark that real closed off feeling where everything feels narrow. That's kind of what was happening with this podcasting element, because as you're talking, you feel like it's all real, like right here, and you feel like you're up close and personal with them. That's kind of what I was getting at. Highly recommend it, but give it time. The slow build makes up for it. If you want to watch Undertone, you can rent it now on Amazon Prime, YouTube, or Fandango at home. All right, everyone, help out our algorithm by liking, following, and subscribing to us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, and Slasher. Yes, all of them. No, we're not sorry.
Leave us a 5-star review on every podcast platform you use so strangers can also regret listening to us. Tell your friends too, because misery loves company.
Our intro and outro music is courtesy of Andrew Scott Bell. Go listen to him on all major streaming platforms. And if you see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey on vinyl in the wild, be sure to buy it immediately like a responsible adult.
We're part of the Shining Wizards Network. Wrestling, heavy metal, horror, basically everything your parents warned you about. Go check them out at shiningwizardsnetwork.com.
Visit 30screamsorless.com to buy some merch.
Want us to review something? Contact us through our website or scream into the void on social media. Same difference.
Also, freshen up your face with Beard Octane and save some money while you're at it. Be sure to use the code 30screams10 at checkout to save 10% off your order, because your beard deserves better than neglect and regret. Smell good, look alive, and scare people for the right reasons. I'm Steve.
And I'm Corey.
And thanks for listening to 30 Screams or Less, and don't forget to drink your beans.